decision now is to walk up this road, and then as you can see, it's got all these cameras on the road to protect white people and to protect basically the property owners of this area. So this road goes all the way to UKZN. So I've posted a lot of pictures of that flat which is appearing there. You can see the steep, and then we're coming up from there. So when it goes to the other side, at that corner there, you're seeing Coastlands Hotel, you're seeing all those. So you'll see what comes out after the steep. So I've decided to just go ahead and videorize. This steep does not play. Like already to go up. Damn, it's heavy. It's a hectic steep, don't worry. Check the steep. Check the steep. That's what I'm walking up. That's over Port and Sydenham at the distance there. Look at this steep, papa. And I ain't shy on because no shy on you feel check with road. My things across. Kufika imoto very cheap, just lapping things across. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I'll take pictures from the videos, right? Okay, it was renamed, this side was renamed Mazisi Kunene. So, okay, so it was divided into two. The portion after entry is now called Peter Mukaba. A lot of businesses, it goes to Overport Center there. And then this portion has been called Mazisi Kunene. Those are foreigners there, hooting. Inverness. So you can see with what happened in Johannesburg is now fully at work in Durban. What I said Durbanites must guard against has happened. Foreign contractors in vans and everything. So Durban has been defeated. They've fallen the way Johannesburg has fallen. They are foreigners. Here's the story. Here's the story when you are running projects. We come from projects. The duty to ensure. Okay, let's stop. Let's pause for now. That thing is noisy. The duty to ensure that the people working as general laborers in a project is the duty of the person who has given the project to that contractor. But here's what is happening. First and foremost, the government official giving the project to a contractor already demands a bribe from the contractor. And then the contractor, to maximize his greed interest so that he can be seen to have gotten a project by driving a huge car, he would want to maximize the profit at the expense of laborers. This is where you get the story. These are those famous tall apartments that you see from down the road. In order to maximize his income, the devil that reports to the other devil is going to pay his workers or delay payments of his workers or not even pay them, and then come and say South Africans are lazy, but the person did not pay his laborers. All right, okay, that's what it's the hospitals. There's a lot of hospitals this side, so it's a hospital precinct. Nazareth House. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is Nazareth House. It's not a Nazareth House. Okay, that's one of the hospitals in the area. Coming from that direction. I'll complete the story just now as to what happens. We're still going up there. So that's the Nazareth house. I'll complete the story. The story goes like, okay, it goes this way. I haven't even videoized the site. While watching, oh yeah, okay, the story continued. Then the devil called the contractor, who's actually a subcontractor, because the contractor is always a white person, if not an Indian construction company, because they get capital from the banks. The banks are white capital, so the priority is to keep black people at low levels in terms of the standing of races economically on earth. So it's whites and Jewish people at the top. It is Indians and Asians at the second level, and then blacks are laborers or slaves of the given. All right. So now, what then happens is that the person who is basically subcontracting, in order for him to make a lot of money, based on greed, based on fear of not getting other projects thereafter. All right. So when he's getting that project from that point, for that moment, he's telling himself he must maximize the income that he receives. All right. And then how does it do that? By exploiting the workers, by paying them less, like slavery salaries. And then when South African blacks, who are hard workers, South African blacks are hard workers, we built South Africa. When South African blacks complain about being paid late or not paid or paid little, then these monsters of the ANC, what they do is then to say we are lazy, etc., etc. It's got nothing to do with laziness. It's got everything to do with people maximizing their income by exploiting workers. So now, then you've got these desperate illegal immigrants, and then that's where they come in, because then they take those jobs for nothing. You can see their lodging facilities where they stay. Those lodging facilities indicate to you how much they earn. So their livelihoods are exactly like that. All right. Simple. And then all that exploitation has caused basically South Africa to go down. Like these cars. South Africa has gone down. Look at that. Check. I wanted to show you these roads of Devon. Okay, we're at Life in Tabeni. Look at that. Okay, okay, there's that St. Harry's Marist College. It's a high school again here in this side of the barrier. Okay. Come and drive here, Kara. Come and drive here. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so South Africa has gone down like that. Oof. I don't know if I can walk, so it means I'm gonna have to cross to the other side. I fit by Zambia, but try I'm used to this. It's no big deal. There's a beautiful house there. I don't know if it's a house or something, but it's beautiful. So they just go down like this. Look at that. Advising Melang for Melele. Check that. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna walk there, because the person who was doing this work shouldn't have left these things there, because we need to walk. So where do I walk when they have left those things there? We've got a right to walk. Where is the walking space? Alright. We've got to use shoes which grip. Alright, I'm not on the road that I wanted to be on. So ngiyabona ukuthi okay ngiphambanisa also Ridge Road nomunye umgwaqo ongapha ngezansi. We'll get to that road some other time. Oops. Okay, let's go to UKZN. You can see the cranes that I'm headed for, those ones. Alright, I'll show you the other road which is basically down this side. Because I wanted to show you a park which is next to the hospital there. It is not this road. Okay, we've done this part. Thank you. Home renovations, most probably done by black foreigners. Where are our blacks? You saw them, how they are languishing in Umlazi, being murdered, being killed by the system, the white capital system, and its black politicians. My blacks are dying. It's supposed to be called a genocide, but if it is allowed by white people, it's not called a genocide. No nation on earth would allow themselves to be replaced in their country so that they are jobless, have no food, have no business. That's called a genocide. We've got very wicked black nations who killed their own fathers and mothers and uncles and fellow tribes in Africa. They're not here. I'm like, why? They left their countries and said, let's go to South Africa and love my Africans. To hell. They left their countries to make money for themselves by whatever means that a country enables them. Okay, there's the harbor down there. That's the harbor down there. So Mazisi Kunene, we just come down from there. That's where it came from. It says yes, I'm saying Soviet. And then we're going to UKZN, the site. Nobody's leaving their country in Africa to come and love black South Africans and do a what? United States of Africa. No? Here's this high school. It's called St. Henry's Marist College. Alright, it's a famous high school as well. So I've already said if the city or a place starts multiplying with Muslims, black foreigners are a definite. Who did this? It is the ANC. Alright, working together with the DA. The agenda? To destroy black South African nations. It's independent co-ed education school. There are the kids playing. Check this out. Imikaqo khona ijika khona la it. All right. I think let's walk this side now. Yeah, I desire the shade, but let's walk this side. Homes, which you find this direction. Akshisi, hey. Life in Tabeni, St. Mary's, and then Bali on the Ridge. I guess it's a guest house. South Ridge Road. It used to be called South Ridge Road, and the other one was called On the Ridge Road. So now it's called Mazisi Kunene. It's called Mazisi Kunene, and this and the other side is now called Peter Mukaba. There appears the UKZN. That's the UKZN. Alright. Manor House. Okay, I'm sure it's a historical house there. 274. There's history there to do with that house. I don't know what the history is. There's the view. Life in Tabeni. Alright, mental arithmetic, etc. And then there's UKZN appearing. That's where we're going. Alright, this is where our journey ends. Where I wanted to get my education. let's say, perhaps when it comes to tertiary, I made blunders. I should have stayed at the Technicon for 1 year and then applied to go to university. So anyway, I might be taking everything else. So I thought, okay, I will do the university whilst also already working, because we were coming from poverty, guys. All right. As you can see, again, it's going down. I'm going down. Check. But this downside is better. Okay, downside is supposed to be a negative way. Okay, but this going down this side is better. All right. Because there's a lot of trees. Houses which are on this side are very beautiful, guys. All right, like those ones that you saw next to Saint. What? Okay, we're gonna have to cross over to the other side. This Homeland Security stuff, it's not Homeland Security as in Homeland Security. It is basically a security company which is guarding the streets of white and Indian people and the black diamonds against us, the poor, that are being sieved out of the nation, genocided out, because there's a justification which is called we are lazy, we are entitled, and the likes. Okay. There's one thing that whites who believe in this fast. Okay, I want to use this word. Not saying but there's one thing that whites who are doing this were supposed to be exposed to: open the borders of trade. In the same manner that they think they are entitled to open border laborers, let's do the same thing. Open the borders of trade. Remove all these trade laws and let the Chinese take over. Yeah. They will obliterate them out of existence. That, like, I've seen when Chinese basically take over a company, those white people who were the management, the board, in no time they are no more. So how about we basically become fair? You believe in open border laborers. You have got no respect for nations and their existence, and they are helped by black punks called politicians in this agenda against us. No problem. Okay, these ones have gone down. In 2016 it was still neat here, but I can see they're going down. When you appeared from that angle, looking at these flats, they were very beautiful. You can see for sale. But when you try and buy them, they don't sell you these properties. But they're selling. Check what has happened to this house. All right. So whom are they reserving them from? For foreigners. Because when you try to buy a flat and everything, you keep on calling, and people you make you want to buy and the likes, they ignore you. Pigeon Valley, that's the Pigeon Valley Nature Reserve here. It's a nature reserve there. It's a bush, basically. We are walking through a bush because in any case, yes, it's crossing to the other side, and there's bushes on the other side of UKZN. We are at the UKZN precinct. All right. So I'm saying, okay, white people believe in open border labor because in any case they've got no attachment to nations of Africa. They came here to make money. So white people are like that. They basically are heartless. They are only controlled by money. The only blacks they love are those who work and clean their houses well and wash their underwear very well. Those are the blacks that they love. They don't empower blacks into freedom or independence. They empower blacks into being supervisors of their companies, supervisors of their white economy, which is basically the same thing as Indians, West, or both of them, Indian Hindus and Indian Muslims. That's the same thing that they do. All right. So black people have got a problem because they're not taking care of each other. So now, and then you've got all these useless black slaves from all over Africa being pumped to our country to complete the agenda of both the whites who came to conquer Africa. So they are helping whites to reconquer Africa, by the way. And then they are helping, or rather, if it's not whites conquering Africa back, it is exactly now Indians or Asians who are taking over, replacing whites. Hence the ANC made Indians to be black. All right. Now, whites believe in open border labor, since they have got no regard for Zulus or for nations of South Africa or black nations of Africa. No problem. Then let us be fair. Open trade borders. Remove all those things. What I'm not an economist or what. So what are those things that Trump is busy charging countries with? Okay, the suburb continues that side. There's a lot of... I've never been to this site. I don't know anything about this site. But that's where you're going to Chesterville. All right. But the main road to Chesterville is further that side. All right. So now, open trade borders. Susa limited to Trump and let ascend. Add their laissez-faire when it comes to labor. No problem. Let it be laissez-faire when it comes to white capital business. Let them face the 1 billion Chinese and let us see how they survive. Do that. You believe in open border labor, believe in open border trade. Remove all those laws. Let it balance. No, it will never happen, because life is about whites and their interests. A very selfish race that has milked the world and insatiable to this very day, despite 2,600 years of being in charge of the earth. Now, how are you a manager of the world, but basically not accounting for the poverty that you have done to the race, the black race in particular? Oh, you are blaming the black race because we're refusing to be your slaves. Because according to you, had we agreed to be slaves of white people or the white capital system, then we would be having decent food every day. You would be buying us clothes every day, as long as we are obedient slaves. So that's where we went wrong, by demanding equal rights. I don't believe in equality. I believe in equal rights. Equality, such a thing does not exist. See, Howard College campus. That's where our journey ends. Equality and equal rights are two different things. I don't believe in inequality. I believe in equal rights. All right. As to what happens beyond that is up to God's blessing of the given people. We will never be equal. It will always be about who is blessed, or who has worked harder than the other, or he is an effective thief like whites and Indian Muslims, better than other thieves there are. All right. So that's what determines who gets successful. The success of thieves like white people, Indian Muslims, and black punks who are in charge of tenders, their success always produces a great lot of poor people and a great lot of super rich people. It basically makes the Gini coefficient gap to be the widest. So, up to you. But ultimately, Jesus is coming back. The white race as a race will account. The white and then the white nations will account as nations. There are goats nations. There are sheep nations. Black nations which assisted in the destruction of their nations will be judged according to Judas and all those people who acted as Judases. So here's the construction of the student accommodation in UKZN. It was not necessary to be constructed this side. I don't know why they did that, because UKZN has got a lot of space on the other side, but they constructed it this side for whatever purpose. So this is what ends our journey. Thank you.